The snow fell harder than anyone expected that night. It came down in thick, blinding sheets, swallowing the roads, silencing the town, and turning everything into a cold, endless white. Most people stayed inside, safe and warm. But on the edge of a quiet street, a man sat alone in a stranded car, his breath fogging the glass, his phone dead, and hope slipping away with every passing minute. And then, someone stopped. Before we begin, if you believe small acts of kindness can change lives, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, Kindness Story Hub, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more real, powerful stories like this to life. Emma Carter had always been the kind of person who noticed things others didn't. She noticed when someone looked a little too tired, when a neighbor's porch light stayed off too long, or when a stranger's smile didn't quite reach their eyes. That evening, as she drove home from her late shift at the local diner, she noticed the storm first. The way the wind howled louder than usual. The way the snow piled faster than her windshield wipers could clear it. She should have gone straight home, that's what everyone else would have done, but then she saw the CART was pulled halfway onto the shoulder, hazard lights blinking weakly through the snow. Most drivers passed it by, assuming someone else would stop. Emma slowed down. Her hands tightened on the steering wheel as she glanced in her rearview mirror. Someone else will help, she whispered to herself, but deep down, she knew that wasn't true. She pulled over, the cold hit her like a wall as she stepped out of her car. Snow crunched beneath her boots as she made her way toward the stranded vehicle. Inside, she saw a man in his late 50s, maybe early 60s. His face looked pale, tired, and worried. She tapped gently on the window. The man looked up, startled at first, then quickly rolled it down a crack. "Are you okay?" Emma asked, raising her voice over the wind. "My car won't start," he said. "Phone's dead. I've been here almost an hour." Emma glanced at the empty road. It was getting worse by the minute. "You can't stay here," she said. "It's too cold. Come sit in my car. It's warm." The man hesitated. "I don't want to trouble you." "You're not," Emma said firmly. "Please." Something in her voice, calm, genuine, made him nod. He grabbed his coat and stepped out, struggling against the wind as Emma guided him to her car. Inside, the heater hummed softly. The man let out a long breath, his hands trembling as he held them near the vents. "Thank you," he said quietly. "I didn't think anyone would stop." Emma smiled. "I couldn't just leave you out there." She handed him a bottle of water and a granola bar from her glove compartment. "My name's Emma." "Daniel," he replied. They sat in silence for a moment, the storm raging outside, the world reduced to the small, warm space inside her car. "Do you have somewhere to go?" Emma asked. "I was heading to my daughter's house," Daniel said. "She lives about 20 miles from here. I was supposed to be there hours ago." Emma thought for a moment. "My apartment is nearby," she said. "You can wait there until the storm calms down. It's not safe to stay out here." Daniel looked at her, surprised. "You'd do that? For a stranger?" Emma shrugged gently. "Everyone needs help sometimes." A few minutes later, they were back on the road, driving slowly through the storm. It took longer than usual, but eventually, they reached Emma's small apartment building. Inside, it was warm and simple. Emma handed Daniel a towel and made him a cup of hot tea. "Make yourself comfortable," she said. "I'll see if I can find a charger for your phone." As Daniel sat on the couch, warming up, he looked around the apartment. It was modest but filled with little touches, photos, plants, books, that made it feel alive. "You have a nice place," he said. Emma smiled softly. "It's home." They talked for a while. Daniel shared stories about his daughter, his travels, and his work. Emma spoke about her job at the diner, her dreams of going back to school, and the challenges of making ends meet. There was something easy about their conversation, something human. Before long, the storm began to calm. The wind softened, and the snow slowed to a gentle fall. "I think it's safe for me to head out now," Daniel said. Standing up, Emma nodded. "Let me drive you to your daughter's place." "You've already done enough," he said. "I insist," Emma replied with a small smile. The drive was quiet but peaceful. When they arrived, Daniel turned to her. "I don't know how to thank you," he said. "You don't have to," Emma replied. "Just stay safe." He paused, then reached into his coat pocket. "Please," he said, offering her some cash. Emma shook her head no. "I didn't help you for money." Daniel studied her face, then slowly put the money away. "Then at least let me say this," he said. "You reminded me of something tonight. Something important." Emma tilted her head slightly. "What's that?" "That kindness still exists," he said. She smiled. "It always does. People just forget to show it sometimes." With that, she drove away, not thinking much more of it. To her, it was just something anyone should have done, but life has a way of remembering the moments we think are small. A few weeks passed, winter lingered, and Emma continued her routine: long shifts at the diner, quiet evenings at home, and the occasional worry about bills piling up. One afternoon, as she was finishing her shift, her manager approached her. "Emma," he said, "there's someone here to see you." She frowned slightly. "For me?" He nodded. Emma stepped out into the dining area and saw a man standing near the door. It was Daniel, but he looked different. He was dressed in a sharp coat, his posture confident, his presence commanding. "Daniel?" Emma said, surprised that he smiled warmly. "Hi, Emma. What are you doing here?" "I came to find you," he said. Emma glanced around, confused. "Why?" Daniel took a deep breath. "Because I owe you more than just a thank you." He gestured toward a table, and they both sat down. "That night," Daniel began, "you didn't just help me. You reminded me of the kind of person I used to be, and the kind of person I want to be again." Emma listened quietly. "I run a company," he continued. "It's done well over the years." "Very well. But somewhere along the way, I got disconnected. Focused on numbers, not people." He paused. "But that night, sitting in your car, in your home, I saw something I hadn't seen in a long time. Genuine kindness. No expectations. No conditions." Emma felt a little embarrassed. "I was just helping." Daniel shook his head. "No. You were doing something rare." He reached into his briefcase and pulled out a folder. "I looked into your situation," he said gently. "I hope that's okay." Emma's heart skipped a beat. "My situation?" "I know you've been wanting to go back to school," he said. "But finances have been holding you back." Emma's eyes widened. "How did you?" "I have my ways," he said with a small smile. He slid the folder across the table. Inside was a document. A scholarship, fully funded, tuition, books, living expenses, everything covered. Emma stared at it, her hands trembling. "I don't understand," she whispered. "This is my way of paying forward what you gave me," Daniel said. "A chance. A reminder. A reason to believe in people again." Tears filled Emma's eyes. "This is too much," she said. "I can't accept this." "Yes, you can," Daniel replied gently. "Because you've already earned it." She looked at him, overwhelmed. "All I did was stop my car." Daniel smiled. "Exactly." Emma took a deep breath, her heart full in a way she had never felt before. "Thank you," she said softly. "No," Daniel replied. "Thank you." That moment changed everything. Emma went back to school. She followed her dreams. And she never forgot the night that started it all, the night she chose to stop, because sometimes, the smallest decisions create the biggest ripples. So sometimes, helping a stranger in the snow isn't just a kind gesture. It's the beginning of a story that changes lives. So the next time you see someone in need, remember Emma, remember that kindness doesn't have to be grand or complicated. It just has to be real. And you never know, the life you change might be your own. Not if this story touched your heart. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Kindness Story Hub, and share it with someone who believes in the power of kindness, because the world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more people willing to stop.